Hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Sports and Fitness with Zeke. I'm Zeke, sometimes known as Mike Zielinski. Just a reminder, please like us on Facebook and don't forget to subscribe to the PIAA Chronicles channel on YouTube. My guest today is Lonnie Walker, who should need no introduction to anybody in Berks County and beyond. He is, of course, the superstar basketball player for Reading High School. Welcome, Lonnie.
Welcome.
I've been around the block for a few years, and I've seen a lot of great players at Reading High, and I must say that you rank up there with all of them. So, and I know you have good genes in your family, because I remember when your dad, Lonnie Walker III, was a big star at Alvernia. So,
yes, sir.
Anyway, what a magical season for Reading High School. I mean, you won the Berks Conference title for the second straight year, first district title in 6 years, first time reached the PIAA semifinals in 33 years, 28-4. Tell us, and then you were embraced by the whole community. Tell us, what was the experience like? You know, I know you had a great season individually, but this team was more about the team in many ways.
My experience with this team was, I can't even explain it. Words can't explain of how I felt about it, because these players I played with, Keon, Damon, Kyrie, list goes on and on. I knew these kids since I was about second grade, third grade.
Yeah.
It's to the point where Damon can sleep at my house and I'm not even home. And we always dreamed of something like this. We didn't think we would make it this far, but as we were growing up, it was, I can't wait till we play with each other at Reading High, or I can't wait till, we can do something for this city. It was one of our dreams that we wanted to do, and our dream became into a reality as we knew it.
How, well, first of all, I think that's a lot of maturity on all your part, that you want to do something for the city. And obviously, urban environments everywhere need role models, and you guys certainly have been excellent role models. And that was something you were conscious of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was growing up, me and my father, we always seen, a lot of good players end up leaving Reading, to go to like a Wilson or to leave Pennsylvania because of the environment. But me and my dad, we wanted to just show the kids, to show people that you don't really have to go anywhere to make a name for yourself. It's all just out of hard work and dedication. And that's what me and him always emphasized as I was growing up. And we always worked. And it was, what motivated me was basically the city. You've seen a lot of things that, not too many people really get to,
Right.
see. And it motivates you, it gets you going, because you don't want to deal with that ever again. And you just want to show how it is.
Your superintendent, Dr. Khalid Mumeen, told me one time in an interview that if you can make it at Reading High, you're a special person, and it makes you better, it makes you stronger. And it sounds like you kind of subscribe to that.
Yeah, definitely.
How was it? Obviously, your teammates were your lifelong friends, and you had that great chemistry, that great bond. But obviously, you have exceptional talents, some of which they don't share. But how was the rapport? They seemed to make you better, and you made them better. There was a lot of chemistry on the court. I mean, you weren't a guy just putting up all the time like Kobe in his last game. That seemed to work well, right? That you guys were friends, and there was no resentment of maybe some of the publicity you got. Because I know Mike Drago at the Eagle was writing about you every other day, I think.
Nothing. It really never had any effect on me at all.
Yeah.
I'm not a selfish player, and that so do my teammates know that. I trust every single one of them with the ball. I feel as though they can do this just as much as I can do.
Yeah.
If I give them the ball last minute, they'll make it. Or if they got to take a shot, they'll make it. So they had all my trust. And growing up with them, played a big role. But whatever they need or whatever I needed, they was always there for me. So having to build a trust with them for like my whole life, it played a big part.
It was all about teamwork. And Reading, should be applauded. They have an exceptional approach. It's kind of like an insular environment. It's, all schools should not recruit, but obviously it happens. But I know Coach Rick Perez has said that he has turned down high-class recruits who wanted to come because he didn't want to disrupt the family thing. And that's something I think you were a proponent of. You agreed with that.
Yeah, because You play a lot of teams, and they end up winning states, or they end up winning this and winning multiple things from kids from not even from Pennsylvania, from like Delaware or from New Jersey, and I find it a little bit unfair because you're picking and choosing who you want and who you don't want,
right.
and it makes it a lot harder for the teams who have kids who live here or live around here. And
we've seen that in both sports, basketball and football. And the prep schools a lot of times are.
Yeah, I just find it absurd. I don't like it at all.
But the thing is, like for star athletes like yourself, and I commend you for staying with Reading, and I understand you're going to come back for a senior year. You don't have to play for a great prep school to be seen. You've shown that, and we're going to do a second show with you. But you get a chance to play AU ball and a lot of other tournaments, so you get your great exposure there. So you kind of like have the best of both worlds. You showcase yourself individually, you play with exceptional talent elsewhere, but you have this unique opportunity to play with your friends because childhood is precious, and you can never get it back once it's gone. So you've had to. Would you feel yourself blessed? You've had the best of both worlds in that way.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
I think about it every day. Sometimes it knocks on my head a little bit more than other days, but I look at it and just like, wow, I came a long way. Some things I thought, growing up as a kid, I also thought it was impossible for me to play in Reading. I didn't think I would have got certain things, but I wanted to take on the challenge, and when I took on the challenge, it wasn't really a challenge at all. It was just my mental approach onto the game.
Yes.
I worked out day and night with my father. And
you're a well-rounded player because of that.
And just being dedicated to the game gave me a bit of an upside. Being hungry for the game gave me an upside that most players don't have, and it got me this far.
Well, there's no question about that. What also was special, I thought, about this season was how the town embraced. I mean, Reading High basketball was a big thing for many years. I mean, Reading High players were rock stars. They had a tremendous following. They sold out all the time. People followed them everywhere. All that came back to life this year. And that, I know, was a rush for the players as well, to have that great support. People driving down to Chambersburg, which is not around the corner, and it was amazing,
Yeah, things like those are memories that no one's going to be able to take away from us. And I feel as though sometimes it was just more than basketball.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I was just walking to the corner store, and I'm seeing people all proud, and one of the best things I ever heard was from a 9-year-old kid, and he said, I'm actually happy to be a Red Knight. And he looked at me and he said, thank you. And, that was one of those things where, I understood why I'm here.
You wouldn't have gotten that had you transferred to a prep school.
A lot of people are finally happy at the fact that they get to, find something that they love, or find something that they can actually appreciate, instead of all the negatives that happen into this in the city. So, it brings a lot to the city.
And you have an opportunity to do this again next year. I know some of your friends are graduating, but you had a good JV team. There's a couple of good players that you can play with. You're going to try and capture the magic again.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a great. My senior year is going to be a great year.
How do you stay grounded? I mean, I know you're an excellent student, things like that, but you seem very mature. Does that help you not be carried away with yourself?
Having parents and a father in my life that cares for me more than anyone else in this world. Having him around me, because I look up to him. Yeah. Watching how he's humble and how he approaches things. I began to approach like that. He showed me what to do, what not to do. My mother also showed me what to do, what not to do. And he always told me to be humble and be calm, a respectful young man. And, living around him, it became more so of a habit. Not by choice.
So he was a good mentor for you on and off the court, because I'm sure he showed you stuff on the court.
Definitely.
Yeah. Is he still critique your games? Did you get more critique from Coach Perez or from your dad?
It's a little equal right now.
That's funny. But it helps having a dad who played, and
Yeah.
also he knows the ups and downs, you know.
Like he understands my game, and he knows what to tell me, my weaknesses. So does my coach. You know, having a coach like him, having those two guys in my life, you know, plays a big role for me.
You know, you just had so many great games. It was unbelievable how many, you know, I mean, you scored 37 points against Carlisle in the districts. You had 30 against Chester. I believe, no, you had 32 against McCaskey. You became the first junior with over 100 years to have 1,000 points, and there's more to come. But I guess all that aside, your fondest memory of the season was the camaraderie, the accomplishment, or what?
More so, my favorite moment was actually off the court when we had the parade.
Afterwards, and then finished at City Hall, right?
Yes.
Excuse me, City Park. Yeah.
That was possibly the best feeling I got for playing on the team. And basically memories off the court with my team, you know, after practices and stuff. But, you know, it was like a big eye-opener for me. You know, it opened a lot of things, and, you know, I thank God every day for it.
All right. Lonnie Walker IV, stay healthy, and best of luck to you.
Yes, sir.
All right. For now, this is Zeke saying goodbye.
These community stories are made possible in part by BCTV, Susie Ray Design, Queen City Family Restaurant, Lamar Advertising, Heidelberg Family Restaurant, Reading Air, Lions and Hole, Peanut Bar, and Kutztown University.